just the tip. That thing is awesome. All right, guys, it is, well, the sun's coming out. The camera looks really, really dark. So hopefully that fixes in post. But anyway, whether it does or not, sun will be up in a little bit, and by the time we get down to the good stuff, everything will be fine. What we're gonna do today is we have the P365 out. Sorry, this really looks dark. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change this up. Just because we can. Sometimes we can. Ha! Makes it look like we've got night vision. Not really. Anyway, we have the P365. This is... The slide is unmodified. Nothing's really modified at all. I have just simply changed out the grip. And this is the one we have confidently 1,500 rounds through, because we put one entire case through the gun. And then after that, that's when we change the grip out. And then we have at least 500 more rounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this back on paper. We're going to check zero. And then also, if I can dig it out of my jacket, we have... just the tip. This is just the tip barrel from AIM Surplus. This is, I think it's interesting. I've tried one comp setup on this gun, didn't like it. The gun didn't like it, it wouldn't cycle. This is such a small, has one little break basically cut into the barrel. And then the threads, you can't really see it, it's not focusing, but the threads are recessed on the inside. So the threads, or the threads, the rifling on the inside of the barrel does not extend all the way out to the crown, you know, to the end of the barrel. What it does do is it stops short of that break. So we shouldn't have any weird accuracy stuff. Shouldn't, but that's what we're going to test today. We're going to test, does this barrel cycle in the gun? Is it accurate? And what exactly happens? So I'm going to put this guy on paper. We're at 22 yards. I'm not going to make it exactly 25, but we're on 22 yards. I'm going to simply shoot 5 rounds and put the new barrel and see how that one works. Alright, so like I said, this is the OEM barrel, and again, those 115 grain MagTech loads at 22 yards shooting off of a rest. This is what we got, and followed up shortly by just the tip barrel. Now, just the tip barrel, again, we didn't change anything with the optic. All we did was swap out barrels and shoot it just to see how it shot as is. At this point, I started chasing my zero, just trying to fine-tune everything. It took a while. I'm not going to bore you with all the details of it, but we shot some groups, and we adjusted the zero, and shot some groups, and adjusted the zero, and finally got to where I was satisfied. Alright, here we go. We have this guy pretty dialed in. Just the tip. We couldn't really see it earlier, but now we ought to be able to see it, except it's not going to focus, but there you go. Just the tip. We're just going to burn down a couple magazines and just to see how she cycles. See if we can notice any difference. There we go. Any difference. I do. I notice a difference. As little as it might be, I do notice a difference. All the flinching in the world going on, but still, the gun does noticeably want to stay flatter. Let's get a little closer, see if it'll pick anything up. Get a little trigger freeze, it is cold. Okay, not a whole lot of action shooting there. I'm not Mr. Speed McGill. That does work. That does work. Absolutely that does work. I don't think this is an excessively snappy gun anyway. I don't think it is. I know it is a subcompact, tiny little gun. I think with a good grip, I do like this grip. I really like the original grip, I think. I want to go back to that, I think. But you get your hands on this thing and hold it still. It's working. For the price of what it is, dadgum, I spent 200-something bucks on another barrel system that had this special comp system going on. Simplicity sometimes has its place. And I think this is one of those places. That's cool. Let's shoot it some more. All right, switch up angles on you guys a little bit. Hopefully it'll make some sense. One thing I have noticed is this guy is sparky. So hopefully we'll pick some of that up. It's very sparky, but it is a break, or a comp, however you want to call it. Not going for speed reloads. Let's just see, one-handed stuff. Will it jam up? That's a good question. Nope. It's working. And this is, again, I'm really falling in love with the 365. Let's see if we can jinx it up and use my gimpy hand. Woo, this will be interesting. All right, here we go. Can't hit anything, but he's shooting. Daggum. Yeah, even locked back on that. Using my gimpy stinking, like, gimp hand, whatever, my alien hand, my cartoon hand. Yeah, he worked. He worked well. I mean, I wasn't able to hit anything, but he worked. I mean, I don't know what else to say. That's cool. And I did not extra lube anything whenever I put this guy in. Straight up out of the factory. Look at that. Probably not going to focus in on it, but he's wearing in for like 65 bucks, right? Less than $100. Shipped, let's say shipped 75. Dadgum, dude. All right, all day long, no problems at all. Well, okay, no problems at all. 150,000 rounds in 5 minutes. No, we put a couple magazines through here, so I think cumulatively we put 100 rounds through this thing. But 100 rounds, not malfunctioning at all. The accuracy is there. As long as I do my part, the accuracy is there. Left-handed, right-handed. I like it a lot. All right, so practical accuracy. I think we have about 200 rounds through this thing by now. 150-ish, let's say 150 rounds. Let's say 150. It could be conservative and not be like we already have 1,000 rounds, even though I know we don't have 1,000 rounds. But 150 rounds through this guy. No issues as far as cycling, which is shocking to me because most of every time that I try to use some kind of a comp, the gun just doesn't want to cycle and work properly. So kudos, so far I'm extremely impressed. Accuracy wise, shooting steel, I'm hitting, and I'm hitting center mass, which is where I'm aiming. It's cool. So now we have loaded up one magazine. I'm going to dump these, not dump them, I'm going to take aimed shots offhand at 17 yards, something like that, at the center mass of the target, and we're gonna see, because again, we were kind of trying to finagle and fine-tune the zero and stuff, and that's good. You need to do that to a degree. Barrel does need to be broken in, make sure everything works properly, but now that we've shot about 150-ish rounds, let's see where this guy hits at about 17 yards, practical distance here, center mass. So I don't think you want to watch me so much and just have the proof in the pudding. Let's zero in down there and you can actually see the impacts while we shoot. All right, that was one magazine. Let's go look. The thing I'm going to be looking at here is, do we have a consistent group size? And are we hitting where we're shooting at? Or are we hitting where we're aiming at? You're always gonna hit where you shoot at, but you're hitting where you aim at. All right. All right, so for the next portion of my video, it will be called How Bad of a Shooter Am I? I'm kidding. Grand scheme of things, offhanded, just shooting, not trying to be super uber master whatever. Many other people shoot better than me. If this is my point of aim, that is a huge group. I understand. Massively huge group. All the excuses out the window. I wasn't shooting very good that day. However, it is centered, which is what I'm trying to ramble through and say. Cold-gloved-handed shooting. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to 22, where we originally zeroed. Off of the rest, since these shots are marked, I'm going to make sure everything is marked. Some of these are not. I'm going to make sure everything's marked as well as possible. I'm going to take another magazine, full magazine, and try to put all those as best as I can, use best, you know, principles and everything, shooting off of a rest, not a vise, but off of a rest. Try to put everything right here. That's going to be the thing, because I think, I think our zero is good. I think it's just me. It's going to come down to me as a shooter. So we're going to see. We're going to try to put everything right here. I'm going to mark all these up. Let's go. 22 yards. Get you guys zoomed in. See what we're dealing with. All right. You guys know better than me. Let's check it. All right, I just rambled there for a minute and just went off and just, I don't know where I ended up in what rabbit trail, but let's start that over. That seems to be a good group to me. We have a couple little shots up here, right? So some of these were counted before, and I put, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think up there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But look at this. The vast majority is centered right here, which is exactly where we want it. After we zeroed, we were chasing our zero, bouncing around, doing little things here, little things there. Then I burned up 150 rounds or whatever, which I think really helps to kind of break in the barrel, get it, you know, get all the little machining errors out of it. Put it back right here. I was like, okay, that's center. That's what I'm looking for, centered. Back to 22 yards, put it back right there. Granted, I'm sure if I use some better ammo, probably could get better accuracy. But in all reality, that is a fist-sized group at 22 yards off of a rest. If this is a defensive carry pistol, I probably won't even be shooting at that. It'll be more like 3 yards, to be quite honest. Maybe 10, right? This, I don't even know if I have this kind of distance in my house, unless I go like extreme weird angle. I'm not really gonna be shooting farther than this. So if I can hold this kind of accuracy at 22 yards, then I'm gonna be very happy. I'm gonna be very happy, especially if I use better quality ammo, which should tighten everything up a little bit. I am stoked. I am super stoked. Good job, Aim Surplus. That is a good barrel. Cycles, accuracy, dadgum, finally. Sometimes I come out here and I test these things and it kind of works, it kind of doesn't. You kind of gotta, you know, take the good with the bad and everything. The barrel is not expensive. It works very well as a comp. It holds everything down very well. It holds your accuracy and it doesn't make your gun malfunction. I can't think of a higher tier of like check the boxes than that. So awesome. Very cool. All right, I'm gonna stop drooling over this thing. Let's move on to another video or another something else. But cool, if you're on the fence about just the tip barrels, proof's in the pudding. Go get one.